Have you ever sat on a tailgate before?
Yeah, I sure have.
I haven't.
Sure. Oh, you haven't? This is your first time, eh? You know, in the backyard with the football boys at the house, just having a few drinks out on the truck. That was about it. That's pretty much the
That's
experience.
The best thing. That's the best way to do it. Welcome to Tailgate Talks with the Stampeders. Today's guest on this brand new series is Adam Konar. We take a new Stampeder, we sit them on the tailgate, and we get to know them a little bit better. So you're up next, Adam. Thank you for doing this. Welcome back to Calgary.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's good to be back home.
Back home. Okay, you call it home.
Yeah, I do call it home now. I mean, my wife's from here, so I've been living out here in the off seasons for about the past 6 years or so. So it's kind of become my home. And yeah, so now it is where I call home for sure. Yeah. You played college ball, university here. You were a Dino. What do you remember from that time? A lot of good experiences playing here. You know, it was fun, even just in the preseason game. Even though the game doesn't mean anything, it was still fun to get out there and be on the home side again. Just coming out, it's a different entrance, stuff like that. But just getting that feeling, I kind of felt like I was back on the Dinos for a second. You know, so it was definitely cool to come back, and a lot of good memories about playing here. Back in the day, and just living on campus with the guys and stuff like that. A lot of good memories, so it's always fun to come back here, that's for sure. It sure kick-started your career. I mean, you've played over 100 CFL games now. Is this how you envisioned it would play out? No, honestly it isn't. I honestly never even really thought that Calgary would have been a possibility to come back to, just because, being in Edmonton, you just kind of have that bias against coming back to Calgary. So like when I was in Edmonton, I was like, oh, I'll probably never end up playing for Calgary. But I'm super happy that it was able to work out, and that Coach Dickinson reached out to me and wanted me to come here. It was a bit of a surprise, but it was a welcome surprise. Like when he reached out to me, I knew that's kind of where I wanted to be. I can tell you that a lot of the coaches are really excited to have you here. Coach Killam, Coach Slowick, they are fired up for you. I think a lot because of your experience. What do you think you can bring to this team now? Yeah, no, I think that's it. I mean, definitely experience. I mean, going into year 9 and having 100 games under my belt, definitely just, helping, even just in the linebacker room. I mean, we have, I don't know how many games of experience between all the linebackers, probably close to like 500 games if you count it all up. But even just being there to, me and Tights there to push Cam and also Micah, right? Help make them better players. They're helping make us better players. It's a competitive room, and we're all pushing each other to get better. And that also carries over to special teams too with Coach Killam. Just having a guy that has had that much experience like I have just, helps kind of bring everybody along, and just have that guy to go to help the younger guys and stuff like that. Is your dad a big reason you got into football, or did you have any other mentors or people you looked up to as a kid? Definitely my dad was the number one reason. I mean, I obviously had favorite players and stuff that I watched growing up, but definitely just knowing the success that my dad had playing in the CFL definitely was the number one reason, yeah. If you weren't playing football, what do you think you would be doing? Maybe this is those personal goals that you're thinking about. That's a tough question? That's a tough question, I'm working on my Canadian securities course. So going into that, if you had asked me 5 years ago, I probably would have not known what I was going to do. But the longer you play, the more you kind of figure out that you got to have a plan on what you're going to do next. So definitely working on that now. But yeah, taking the securities course, trying to do something with that. Any hidden talents that you care to share? Hidden talents, man. I was a great high school basketball player. A lot of the guys here play basketball, so that actually might go a long way out here. I'm sure there's a lot of better players on the team than me, that's for sure. But for my high school, I was a pretty good player, but that's probably about it. Okay, that's good. That's not too shabby. Yeah. If you were in charge of the playlist during practice, what kind of tunes would you be spinning? Nickelback.
Okay.
Yeah, big Nickelback fan. So that I would put on a Nickelback playlist and, you know, let that rip.
Okay.
That would be about it.
Love it. Thank you for doing this. We appreciate the time.
Yeah,
Good luck
thanks for
this
having
season.
me. Thank you.
Perfect.